The moment Aaron Hale slid the last slice of toast across the diner table, he had no idea that this small, ordinary act would shatter the quiet routine of his life and expose a truth powerful enough to change two broken souls forever. Rain tapped against the window, daylight washing the cafe in a pale, honest glow, and for a split second, kindness stood face to face with a secret that would soon explode into the open. If you believe that kindness deserves second chances and that small good deeds can change destinies, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie, because stories like this remind us why humanity still matters. Aaron Hale was a single father trying to survive more than he was trying to live. His days were measured in coffee refills, school drop-offs, and the quiet ache of absence left behind when his wife passed away 3 years earlier. He worked freelance photography when he could, but most days he sat in this modest roadside diner, editing old photos on a tired laptop while waiting for the hours to pass until it was time to pick up his daughter from school. Daytime was his only peace, the hours when grief felt manageable and hope didn't feel completely foolish. That morning, as sunlight reflected off rain-soaked pavement outside, Aaron noticed the woman sitting across from him. Her name, he would later learn, was Mara Vance, though in that moment she looked like someone the world had already forgotten. Mara appeared exhausted in a way that went deeper than hunger. Her clothes were worn but clean, her jacket frayed at the sleeves, her hair damp and loosely tied as if she had rushed in just to escape the rain. Her eyes told a heavier story, one of constant alertness mixed with quiet fear. She had ordered nothing, just sat there staring at the table, hands clenched near her chest, as if holding herself together took every ounce of strength she had left. Aaron had seen that look before, not in strangers, but in the mirror during the darkest days after his wife's death, when life felt like a tunnel with no exit. Without thinking too hard, Aaron ordered an extra plate of toast and jam. When it arrived, he gently slid it toward her side of the table. The woman looked up, startled, suspicion flickering across her face before confusion softened it. Aaron didn't smile for approval or wait for gratitude. He simply nodded and returned to his work, as if feeding a stranger was the most normal thing in the world. Inside, though, his heart raced. Money was tight, and every dollar mattered, but something in him refused to let her sit there hungry. As the minutes passed, Mara slowly ate, her movements careful, as if she expected the food to disappear if she wasn't cautious. Outside, daylight brightened, rain thinning into a soft mist. The diner hummed with ordinary life, plates clinking, coffee pouring, people coming and going. Nothing about the scene hinted at what was about to happen. Aaron noticed Mara relax slightly, her shoulders lowering, her breathing evening out. For the first time, her eyes lifted fully to meet his, and there was gratitude there, raw and unguarded. Then the door opened. 4 men walked in, their presence heavy enough to silence the room. They were dressed neatly, almost too neatly for a roadside diner, their posture rigid, movements synchronized. They scanned the room with professional precision, not the wandering curiosity of customers but the focused awareness of trained protectors. The air shifted. Mara froze mid-bite, color draining from her face. Her body tensed, every instinct screaming danger. Aaron felt it too, that sudden tightening in the chest, the sense that something important was unfolding, and he was standing directly in its path. The men approached the table, their eyes fixed on Mara. For a moment no one spoke. Daylight streamed through the windows, illuminating the scene like a still frame from a film. Then, without warning, Mara straightened. The fear vanished, replaced by something firm and controlled. She reached into her jacket, not with desperation but with authority. In seconds, the truth surfaced. Mara Vance was not a helpless woman struggling to survive. She was an undercover officer, deep into an operation that had nearly cost her everything. The men were her protection detail, summoned after her cover was compromised earlier that morning. She had been running, hiding in plain sight, waiting for extraction. That toast, that moment of human kindness, had been the first safe breath she had taken in days. The diner manager hovered nervously, other customers whispering, but there was no violence, no shouting, just revelation. Aaron sat frozen, trying to process how a simple act of compassion had intersected with something so dangerous, so far beyond his quiet life. As the bodyguards prepared to escort Mara away, she looked at Aaron again, really looked at him, and in her eyes was something deeper than gratitude. It was respect. She understood now that his kindness wasn't born from excess or comfort but from shared pain. Aaron was a man who had lost much and still chose to give. In that instant, Mara saw what her work was truly about. Not just arrests and operations, but protecting people like him, people who still believed in doing good even when life had broken them. Later that afternoon, as daylight stretched long and golden across the city streets, Aaron returned to his routine. He picked up his daughter,